you know Asics makes golf shoes? And in fact, they're really good golf shoes. I'm here to review a pair of them for you today. I'm Ryan Ballengee. Thanks for checking us out once again. Appreciate you watching. So today for you, we have a shoe review of some shoes from Asics Golf. They are called the Gel Course Duo Boas, and they're an $180 price point, and they come in a couple of different colorways, but the one we are working with here today is the classic white with some blue trimming, a little bit of silver, and a little bit of red. And the backstory behind these shoes is pretty simple. Asics had never distributed golf shoes in North America before this year, when they teamed up with Cleveland Strixon Golf to become the distributor in North America for these, and they put out two models. So they put out this model and another model, $130 price point. I was really excited to try these because back in the days when I actually used to run, I wore Asics shoes and I always found them really comfortable. I was wondering how they would transition to a golf shoe, and it turns out they've worked out really well for me. So digging in on these shoes, first of all, they have obviously an athletic look, which some people love, some people don't. I love them because it makes it easier to wear them with shorts, looks nice and casual, it doesn't feel too uptight. I'm more of a casual guy, so that's something that draws me to this shoe. The upper of this works out really nicely. It looks like an athletic shoe, but once you actually zoom in on it, you can realize there's a coating on it that allows it to be waterproof, so there's water that doesn't get in. There's a nice tongue here that feels like an athletic shoe, looks like an athletic shoe, is very comfortable on the top of your foot. It does exactly what you think it's going to do, performs just like you would be expecting from an athletic shoe. The collar around here is padded. You don't get that on a lot of golf shoes these days, but this one is, so it doesn't dig into your heel, like the top of your heel. Like sometimes I will get a blister right kind of about where this part of the shoe meets my foot, especially if I'm wearing it for the first couple of times because you're not used to that rubbing against your foot. This is not the case. It feels comfortable no matter what pair of socks you're wearing, whether you're wearing a thicker pair, thinner pair, and I can deviate between the two from time to time. We have a heel stabilizer here on the back. So this is designed to keep your foot in place throughout the course of the swing. And that means that when your heel's locked in combination with the BOA fitting system that we'll get to in a second, your foot is not going to move around as much in the footbed. The footbed itself is comfortable. It's not overly padded, but it's got plenty of padding. And it feels good throughout the course of the round in combination with what Asics calls FlyteFoam, which is kind of their EVA foam that they have in the midfoot. This is what you would expect from pretty much any golf shoe these days. It's comfortable. It doesn't have a ton of bounce back, so it's not quite like a Boost or an Ignite foam from Adidas or Puma Golf respectively, but it does the job. It offers plenty of support. I feel very comfortable at the end of rounds wearing these. I've already played 10 rounds with them by now. It feels good at the end of the round walking around the golf course with them. The shoes breathe very well. You feel like you're getting plenty of oxygen and air to your foot, plenty of circulation. Your foot's not trapped, you're not sweating. It does a good job there. And then I like the traction on these. Actually, I got this shoe in the mail and we did an unboxing video about it. I actually thought this was going to be a spikeless shoe just because this looks like a spikeless shoe, but it's not. It's got plenty of spikes. It's got 7 spike positions on it, 1 in the toe, then 2, then a big gap, and then 2 in the heel. And the thinking here is that you're going to put more pressure on your forefoot in the course of a swing, so they're going to build the protection around that from the spike point of view, and then just 2 in the back here to kind of hold your foot down in the parts of the swing where you do need to do that, maybe on those touch shots, because at some point, pretty much every swing, your foot's going to come off the ground, particularly on the back. I would have liked to have seen 2 more spikes here, maybe a little bit of a different movement, but I think the decision that they made in having the spike at the very front is a function of how this shoe is built. So obviously it's built like an athletic shoe. It's built to be comfortable in the sense that an athletic shoe is comfortable compared to like a dress shoe. And they built in the BOA fitting system here. I love BOA. I pretty much only wear shoes with BOA these days for the most part, unless it's got kind of like a stay put lace or something that I know is going to keep my foot in place and I don't have to tie it and retie it, because you can just click it in, twist the knob, and all of a sudden you have a custom fit throughout the course of the round. Even as your shoes move about or your feet get loose or change shape over the course of a round, the BOA system is there for you. But putting the BOA system on an upper that is a little bit more flexible, not quite as rigid, feels more like an athletic shoe, probably compelled them to bring this front spike into play. Because by doing that, that gives you the assurance that your foot is not going to necessarily move or slip. You're going to get an extra protection if it does, if the heel stabilizer doesn't necessarily do its job and your foot moves about a little bit during the course of a swing. It is very comfortable. I've, again, played 10 rounds with these. It does feel like an athletic shoe. It looks good. It looks classy enough. If you're someone who prefers kind of more of a traditional look, obviously that you're probably not looking at this review in the first place. But if you're looking for a high quality shoe that feels like a running shoe in terms of comfort and performance, then this is where you want to be. $180 price point is pretty reasonable for a good high quality spikeless shoe or spike shoe these days. If you're looking at the spikeless category, you're probably looking in that $130 to $150 range. And again, they're competitively priced with that price point on their other shoe. So I think for the money, you're getting exactly what you ask for. You're getting something that looks good, that feels good. If you're an Asics fan, you should like these. I did see some folks in other online reviews talk about potential issues with fit. If you're looking for this to fit like a running shoe, which I think is a terrible error on your part, then you may be disappointed. Don't come into this thinking that you're going to get an Asics running shoe. That's not what this is, and that's not how it works. What you're getting with this is an Asics golf shoe. It fits like a golf shoe. It fits just wide enough for my wide foot. Because you have this upper that's a little bit more flexible, it moves nicely throughout the course of the round. Every piece of padding helps here, helps you feel comfortable, helps you feel good. This is a great walking shoe, a solid performance shoe, and it's going to do exactly what you need to do for 95% of your rounds. If you're playing in conditions where it's absolutely pouring, yeah, you're probably going to get a little bit wet because this tongue is not the same material as the upper, so that could get wet and it could cause your foot to get wet. This is going to absorb water, that could cause your foot to get wet. So if you're going to play in particularly wet conditions, or if you're someone who likes to trudge through difficult weather, then you're probably not going to wear these shoes when you do it. You're probably going to have a different pair of golf shoes for that purpose. And that's totally fine. But for what this is, a solid spike shoe, good performance, a nice athletic look, and plenty of padding and comfort to make you feel good through 18 holes, these Asics Gel Course Duo Boas are tremendous shoes. They're worth you looking at, and they're worth you looking at Asics, which is now in the North American golf shoe market. Thanks for taking the time to watch our review. I appreciate it. I'm Ryan Ballengee saying thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.